Every single successful person that you know in a field that interests you follows this key principle. They make social media work for them. They do not work for social media. If you aren't already familiar with how social media platforms work, the essence is that the platforms, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whoever, they sell you. You are the product. If it is free to use, then often you are the product being sold. There's a little insight for you. Companies who want to sell things to you or to a consumer that fits your sort of criterion, they will partner with, your platform of choice to sell targeted ads to you so that you, once you fit this certain criterion that they are after, have the highest probability chance of clicking the ads and then buying the product or service that is placed in front of you. That is how social media works. That is in the traditional sense. What I'm going to present to you in this video is a very simple but very powerful idea that I came up with that I don't think people, shed enough light on in the modern age. I formulated this video basically whilst walking back from the grocery store here in Houston, Texas, back to the house. And, it struck me like a ton of bricks. Like, why don't people talk about leveraging social media to better their craft, to better their interests? Now, this sounds very vague, but I'm going to make it as specific as possible and speak from personal experience. About a year ago, when I decided that I wanted to truly go all in the crypto space and in the algorithmic trading space, I unsubscribed and I unfollowed from every single content creator that did not get me closer to my goal. It is as simple as that. I didn't know anything about Python. I didn't know anything about machine learning. I didn't know anything about AI. I knew the absolute bare minimum regarding technical indicators and technical levels to assess when looking at a chart and price action. And I knew very little about, documented market psychology and participants and game theory and stuff like that. So I went ahead on YouTube, and especially YouTube and Twitter. I unsubscribed and unfollowed from everybody, and I started from scratch. Not many people would be willing to do this, okay? Having a completely blank feed and starting again. I then decided to make my sort of like the cheat meal equivalent of time spent on your phone, like the guilty pleasure time of just mindlessly consuming videos, like we're all prone to it, right? Or mindlessly scrolling on X or Instagram or wherever. I chose to leverage even that time to serve my goals and to serve my purpose, because I was thinking about crypto trading 24/7. When I was outside of uni classes, when I was not with friends, hell, even when I was with friends, I was thinking about how can I create strategies that make the most money, with my laptop closed, so that I'm not intrinsically doing anything, yet I've got algorithmic trading bots going 24/7, scraping money, scraping profits from the markets that then goes into my pocket to improve my financial well-being and increase my opportunities for freedom, for my time, freeing up my time. That was the goal. And so I just formulated a list. I was like, okay, I need to learn more about Python. I need to learn more about machine learning. I need to learn how to prompt AI effectively to help me code these bots. I need to look at how servers can host these bots. I need to look at people in the space that know how to do these things. And then I need to look at who are the time-tested, most profitable traders who publicly document all their most successful and least successful trades for everybody to see, for the most transparency possible. How can I learn from them? And I went from there. And it was very first principles approach. And I don't think this is the most complicated idea in the world, but I think you can apply this knowledge to anything. If you want to be the best videographer in the world, you need to unsubscribe from everybody. Start from scratch on your feeds and follow the videographers of, the niche that you like the most. If you like the concept of videoing, supercars and having really high quality content of recording supercars whilst they're, in motion, Follow all the car media channels that aesthetically look the most pleasing to you. Have those like, you know, reels playing back in your mind again and again and again, such that that is something that you inherently want to recreate in your own life. Follow content creators that document the process of, you know, what editing software to use, what hardware to use, what camera lenses they like to record those cars with, or record anything with. The point is that we can use social media to either help us or to harm us. Anything that is getting us further away from our goals, from our purpose, from the vision that we want to recreate in our own lives and step into and manifest, we need to align with. We need to align with that vibration. So if you want to have a really good baking business and you want the best bakery in town and you want everyone to know how amazing your like specific home muffin recipe is, and you want this muffin recipe to be recognized like nationwide as the best like blueberry muffins in, you know, insert country here, you just need to follow 3 main niches of content. You need to follow marketing content, or marketing content creators that tell you and have track records proven of selling a lot of product and getting a lot of eyes on a lot of products time and time again. You need to look at like sales content creators. So people who come into your bakery, for example, assuming you have franchise number 1, like the first store, you need to get good at like convincing people that your blueberry muffins are better than like that guy's blueberry muffins or that other guy's chocolate muffins. And you need to get really good at closing people. Then the last thing is baking channels, right? People who document the process of, you know, having really safe and, you know, FDA approved baking practices, you know, the right materials to use. Like, do they use this brand or this brand for the baking paper, or like the tray or the dough? Like, you need to get as nitty gritty as possible as in your niche. My students in my private trading community actually value my obsession more than anything else with this space. They know that this is all that I consume, this is what I work on every single day, and I'm paid to do it by my own trades, right? And I'm self-propelled, because the more you typically know in a space, the more you realize that you don't. And so the person who is enlightened on the road to mastery understands that it is a never-ending race with yourself. And so in order to create or recreate mastery in whatever field that you want to leverage social media to work as your slave. It's a bold ask, but if you're really, really driven, I urge you to look through every single content creator that you follow on all the platforms that you use on a day-to-day basis and critically evaluate every single one, and just ask yourself internally a very simple question. Does this person's content help my purpose? Does this person's content fuel my vision to get me to where I want to be? If you want to be a quantitative trader and you want to break into the industry, does this person's content help you break into the industry? Does this person talk about maths? Does this person talk about statistics and probability measures and you know, support and resistance levels, or you know, C++ or Python? Like, again, rinse and repeat. What is your thing? I was so impelled to discuss this because I find that too many people have the most valuable resource in the modern age in front of them at the tips of their fingers, and yet they still ask me in just, you know, passing conversation, man, like, I don't know how you're so motivated. I don't know how you get up in the morning and, you know, work on trading or work on your algos. And I'm like, dude, it's all I think about. It's not like a conscious choice anymore. It's not like I have to, I mean, some days are obviously better than others, right? Like, some days you do have to give yourself a bit more oomph to you know, get back in the process and and, you know, start from the ground up and be like, okay, well, I got to open my laptop, and okay, what is the market looking like today? And okay, what are analysts that I take very seriously and in very high regard? How are they approaching the market? How does this fit into my own trading edge? How does this fit into where I think the market is going? And sort of flow from there, and then be like, okay, let me look at what my bots are doing. Or, okay, does this inspire me to take action on a new algo that I'm building? The point being is that if you saturate your mind, you saturate your eyeballs across all your feeds with the thing that you're obsessed over, that you want to recreate and manifest in your physical reality, you have the power to do so like this. And again, the more you immerse yourself in it, the more you'll realize that it's a never-ending game, that there is always more to learn, that there is always a next level for your mastery. And usually, the higher skilled you are at something, the more valuable you are, and the more that will reflect in your bank account. This was a thought that felt really pressing at the time, and that I wanted to get on camera as soon as possible. Please let me know what you guys think. If you feel inspired by my passion for trading, if you feel like you can learn from me, from my experience in crypto, there is an email in the description box down below. I urge you to prompt an email to that email, and we can get in touch regarding if you're a right fit for the community. And beyond that, I hope you have an amazing day. And I just want you to remember that what you want wants you even more. Thank you.